What's up, trainers? Welcome back to PokePlay Lab_DBSHQ, the lab where elite Pokemon TCG strategy, next-level deck tech, and high-level gameplay come to life. Today, we're breaking down a brand new master deck build featuring Mega Emboar EX and Reshiram EX, and trust me, this combo is dangerous. The synergy? Deadly. The tempo? Suffocating. The pressure? Absolutely relentless. This isn't just another deck. This build controls the game from turn 1, forcing your opponent on the defensive and never letting them recover. So whether you're grinding ranked, dominating locals, or leveling up your competitive lineup, this is a deck you need to see. Quick shout out to the community. If you've got a YouTube channel, drop it in the comments. I'm always checking out what you're building and showing love. Don't forget to check the community tab to vote in the latest poll, and hit the announcements playlist for tournament updates, raffles, and upcoming giveaways. And if you want to support the channel, the Cash App link is down below. Every bit helps keep the lab running and the content coming. Alright, trainers, lock in. It's time to take over the board and apply non-stop pressure. A true trainer is always prepared, because a real trainer is never caught off guard. And remember, decks don't win games, prepared trainers do. Alright, let's kick things off with 4 copies of Tepig, our basic fire-type starter sitting at 70 HP. It's got tackle for a quick 10 damage with just 1 fire energy, and rollout for 30 damage at the cost of 2 fire energy. Nothing crazy, but it gets the job done early. It does have that standard ×2 weakness to water, and a low retreat cost of just 1 colorless energy, so it's pretty easy to move in and out when you need to. Next up, we're running 3 copies of Pignite, the evolution of Tepig. Coming in with 110 HP. A fire-type Pokemon. For attacks, it's got combustion for a quick 30 damage off a single fire energy, and heat crash hitting for 80 damage with 2 fire and 1 colorless, solid mid-game pressure. It does come with that standard ×2 weakness to water, and a heavier retreat cost of 3, so you'll want to manage your positioning carefully. Next up, we've got 3 copies of Emboar, the final evolution of Pignite, coming in with a solid 180 HP. A fire-type Pokemon. This is where the deck really starts to come alive. Its ability, Inferno Fandango, lets you attach as many basic fire energy cards as you want from your hand to your Pokemon during your turn, and that kind of energy acceleration is what fuels this entire strategy. And when you pair that with support cards like Fire Breather, you can load up your hand with up to 7 fire energy in one shot, setting up explosive turns and overwhelming pressure out of nowhere. That combo is dangerous. For offense, it's packing Heat Crash, dealing 120 damage for 3 fire and 1 colorless, big, consistent pressure once you're fully set up. It does come with that standard ×2 weakness to water and a heavy retreat cost of 4, so you'll want to keep it protected once it hits the board. Next up, we've got 3 copies of Mega Emboar EX, the Mega Evolution of Emboar, and this is your heavy hitter. We're talking a massive 380 HP fire type that's built to dominate the board. Its attack, Crimson Blast, hits for a huge 320 damage with just 2 fire and 1 colorless energy. That's knockout level pressure on almost anything in the game. Now, it does come with a downside, dealing 60 damage to itself, but that's where the synergy kicks in. With cards like Wally's Compassion, you can fully heal your Mega Evolution, completely resetting that drawback and keeping the pressure going like nothing happened. That combo is huge for maintaining control. It does have that standard ×2 weakness to water and a heavy retreat cost of 4, so once it's active, you want to keep it in a strong, protected position. Next up, we're running 3 copies of Reshiram EX, a basic fire type coming in with 230 hydrogen phosphide, and this is one of your main pressure pieces. For attacks, it's got Slash for a quick 50 damage with 2 colorless energy, simple but reliable early. But the real threat is Blazing Burst, hitting for 130 damage with 2 fire and 1 colorless, and it does 50 more damage for each prize card your opponent has taken. So as the game goes on, this attack scales into a serious finisher. The trade-off is you do have to discard an energy from this Pokemon after attacking, but with all the energy acceleration in this deck, that's not a big issue. It does have that standard ×2 weakness to water and a retreat cost of 2, making it much easier to maneuver compared to your heavier hitters. Next up, we're running 2 copies of Heatmore, a basic fire type with 120 HP that helps keep your setup consistent. Its first attack, Licking Catch, lets you search your deck for up to 3 cards in any combination of fire Pokemon and basic fire energy, add them to your hand, and then shuffle, which is huge for setting up your board and fueling your plays. Then you've got Fire Claw for a clean 60 damage with 2 fire energy, simple, but solid when you need it. It does come with that standard ×2 weakness to water and a retreat cost of 2. making it fairly easy to move around when needed. Next up, we're running 2 copies of Pheasantipati EX, a basic Dark-type Pokémon with 210 HP that adds some solid utility to the deck. Its ability, Flip the Script, lets you draw 3 cards once during your turn if one of your Pokémon was knocked out on your opponent's last turn, giving you a strong comeback option when you fall behind. Just keep in mind, you can only use one Flip the Script per turn. For offense, it's got Cruel Arrow, dealing 100 damage to one of your opponent's Pokémon for 3 colorless energy, great for targeting key threats on the board. It does have a ×2 weakness to fighting and a low retreat cost of 1, making it easy to pivot when needed. Now we move on to our supporter cards. We're running 2 copies of Fire Breather, and this is one of the key combo pieces in the deck. It lets you search your deck for up to 7 basic fire energy, reveal them, and add them straight to your hand before shuffling. And this is where the synergy really kicks in, because once those energy cards are in your hand, you can use Emboar's Inferno Fandango to attach them freely across your board. That combo lets you go from 0 to fully powered in a single turn, setting up massive pressure out of nowhere. Next up, we've got 3 copies of Boss's Orders. This card lets you switch in one of your opponent's benched Pokémon into the active spot, which can be a total game changer. The key here is timing. Only play Boss's Orders when you know you can knock out the Pokémon right away. Whether it's to finish off a damaged threat or pick off a weaker target for a quick prize card, it's all about setting up that decisive play. That's why I run 3 copies. It can turn the game in your favor instantly. Use it wisely. Next up, we're running 2 copies of Dawn. Dawn lets us search our deck for a basic Pokémon, a Stage 1 Pokémon, and a Stage 2 Pokémon, reveal them, add them to our hand, and then shuffle the deck. And in this deck, that effect is absolutely perfect. With a single card, Dawn becomes a full evolution engine. We can grab Tepig, Pignite, and Emboar all at once. That means instant setup, incredible consistency, and no guessing. Instead of hoping we draw the pieces we need, we're searching for them directly. That's why Dawn is such an important supporter in this deck. It fuels our evolution lines, speeds up our strategy, and helps get our main attackers online much faster. Next up, we're running 4 copies of Xerozic's Machinations, and this is one of our main disruption tools. It forces your opponent to discard down to just 3 cards in hand, which can completely shut down their game plan, especially in the early turns. If they're sitting on 5 or 6 cards, this instantly cuts their options in half, breaking up combos and slowing their setup. This card puts you in control of the pace and keeps your opponent on the back foot. Next up, we're running 3 copies of Wally's Compassion, a powerful recovery option for your Mega Pokémon. This card lets you heal all damage from one of your Mega Evolution Pokémon EX. Then, if you healed any damage this way, you'll return all energy attached to that Pokémon back to your hand. It's a great way to reset your main attacker, keep it in the game longer, and reuse your energy for your next big play. Now let's move on to our item cards. Next up, we're running 4 copies of Poképad, and honestly, this has become one of my favorite cards in the deck. It lets you search your deck for any Pokémon without a rulebox, reveal it, and add it to your hand before shuffling. So that means no Pokémon X or Pokémon V, but everything else is fair game. Think of this like a flexible search option, similar to Great Ball or Ultra Ball, but tailored to grab your key support Pokémon and setup pieces. And in this deck, that consistency is huge. It helps you find exactly what you need to keep your game plan rolling. Next up, we're running 2 copies of Switch, a simple but essential card. It lets you swap your active Pokémon with one from your bench, giving you instant mobility when you need it. Whether you're pulling a damaged Pokémon out of danger or bringing in a fresh attacker, this card keeps your plays smooth and flexible. Next up, we're running 3 copies of Night Stretcher, and this card is all about resource recovery. Night Stretcher lets you grab either a Pokémon or a basic energy from your discard pile and put it straight back into your hand. Simple effect, but incredibly powerful in this deck. Night Stretcher lets you immediately reload, putting key Pokémon back into your hand so you can rebuild your board and keep the pressure on. And if you're ever short on energy, it can grab a basic energy instead, but recovering your Pokémon line is usually the priority. Next, we have 1 copy of Prime Catcher. This card lets you switch one of your opponent's benched Pokémon into the active spot, and if you do, you also switch your active Pokémon with one from your bench. It's a powerful gust effect that gives you control over the board and helps you pick the right target at the right time. Next up, we're running 2 copies of Energy Recycler, a key recovery card for the deck. It lets you shuffle up to 5 basic energy cards from your discard pile back into your deck, helping you stay stocked on resources throughout the game. This is huge for maintaining your energy flow, especially in longer matches where you're constantly burning through energy. Next up, we're running one copy of Sacred Ash. This item lets you shuffle up to 5 Pokémon from your discard pile back into your deck. Sacred Ash is essential for recovering those pieces and making sure we don't run out of attackers later in the game. We're running 13 Fire Energy, making sure our Pokémon stay fully powered and ready to attack every single turn, no downtime. Just constant pressure from start to finish. And that's going to wrap up our master deck build featuring Mega Emboar EX and Reshiram EX. A deck built for fast evolutions, explosive combos, and relentless pressure. If you enjoyed the breakdown, make sure to smash that like button, hit subscribe for more high-level Pokémon TCG content, and drop a comment letting me know your favorite combo from this deck, or what you want to see next. A true trainer is always prepared, because a real trainer is never caught off guard. And remember, decks don't win games, prepared trainers do.